So, what is data visualization? Data visualization involves making sense of rows, columns of data by presenting it in an easy, understandable format. Data may therefore be represented by pictures, charts, or graphs to make it easy to understand or to identify new patterns. By applying effective data visualization principles, your business may take considerable improvements in the way data is displayed. Doing so will also help you save on costs and days of upfront design efforts. Determine the best visual. To begin with, it is imperative to understand the volume of data in hand. You may then identify the aspects that you wish to visualize along with the information that you wish to convey. After this, you may select the best suited, simplest visual format for your target audience. Balance the design. This refers to equally distributed visual elements across the plot, such as texture, color, shape, and negative space. You may select the visual to be symmetrical, asymmetrical, or radial, and figure out the right balance of elements that work best for visualizing your data. Focus on the key areas. Ensure that the key areas are well highlighted. You may place key data points towards the top left corner as the user's attention is usually drawn towards the quadrant. So like for example, once you open like an Excel workbook, the first thing they'll see is the top left corner. Keep it simple. Keep in mind that the ultimate goal of data visualization is simplicity. You may build additional visuals if you wish to convey a multifaceted story. Incorporate interactivity. You may deploy data visualization tools that infuse interactivity into your graphs or charts. However, ensure that this does not confuse the target audience, since the main purpose is to clarify doubts or queries. Use patterns. You may display similar types of information as one with the help of patterns. You may establish a pattern by using similar chart types, colors, or any other elements. Compare aspects. You may display a side-by-side comparison of aspects to make understanding of data easier. You may also align data either horizontally or vertically so it can be compared accurately. In conclusion, it is necessary to apply effective data visualization principles to improve the way data is displayed to our target audience. Some of the key aspects of effective data visualization include determining the best visual, balancing the design, focusing on key areas, keeping the visual simple, using patterns, comparing parameters, and creating interactivity. So charts in Excel. Charts help us turn numbers into insights. In this course, you'll learn 12 plus chart types across Excel, Power BI, and Python that will help you analyze and visualize and present data. So the first type of chart is a column/bar chart, which compares values by category. A line chart that shows changes over time. A pie and a donut chart that shows proportions like market share. A scattered plot, which shows sales versus ad revenue. And then those are just Excel chart types. Here are some Power BI chart types. Stacked/clustered bar column charts, which compare categories and part-to-whole relationships. Area chart shows cumulative trends over time. A tree map, so visualize irrational data. A funnel chart that shows stages of process. A gauge and a KPI chart that tracks performance versus target. A map chart that shows the data across geographic locations. Now for the Python charts, a histogram which shows distribution of a variable. So like if you want to show like your test scores, it'll show. A box plot that shows spread and detect outliers. And a heat map that shows intensity or correlation between two different variables. A pair plot which visualize relationship across multiple variables. By the end of this course, you will know how to use at least 12 different chart types. So formatting charts. Here we will be looking at an example on how to format a chart. So the data labels for the two lines are not technically data labels. A text box was not added, so we'll have to add a text box. And the numbers in the category labels were simply typed in manually. This is what we affectionately refers to as a brute forcing your tool to make it look like the way you want to, regardless of its default. Another option we can do is embedding the labels directly. So let's look at an alternative approach. So right click on the point and choose add a data label, as you can see right here. You can choose any point to add a label. You're choosing the N because that's where a label would best align. So make sure the person is like attentive. Excel's default to labeling and then numeric variable is shown below. So this is what Excel gives you once you create the chart. Now let's adjust the formatting. So click the label, not the data point, but the label itself twice so that these white boxes appear around it here. Right click and choose the format data label. In the label options menu that appears, you can choose to add or remove fields by checking or unchecking the corresponding box under the label. To add the word demanded, I'll check the series name. So here, and then here's the result. Demand and then the number. Advanced visualization tools. So in this module, we'll be learning about spark lines in Excel. So we'll provide a definition, spark lines, column lines, and then win-loss spark lines. So what are spark lines? Spark lines enable you to see trends and patterns within your data at a glance using minimal space. It will let you get a visual context for data that reside in a single cell only and that doesn't take up a lot of space on your dashboard. The term sparkline was first used by Edward Booth, a famous expert on the visual presentation of data and analysis. Sparklines are only available from Excel 2010 and 2014. So creating sparklines. Here we'll learn how to create a sparkline. So first select insert, you see in the red rectangle box, and then we go to sparkline group. So select what line you want to use. Highlight the data, so select the data range and location range. So we will be selecting from January until June. And then create sparkline. To customize your sparkline in the ribbon, select design / tick mark. So here, as you can see, we'll be using this design. The sparkline will be red marker. And the column sparkline. So in the ribbon, select design and then tick high point, which will be, that would make you use a column sparklines. And then win-loss sparkline in the ribbon, select design and then tick negative point. So the different ones. So the wins will be in the blue and the losses will be in the red. So January and February is a loss, and then March, April, June is a win for the company. Moving on, we will be moving on to building dashboards in Excel and how it works. So what is an Excel dashboard? An Excel dashboard is a tool that collects business data and turns it into a singular page that makes reviewing important aspects such as key performance indicators easier. With the Excel dashboard, you can create tables, graphs, and charts for assembling and presenting important data. Because the Excel dashboard monitors data in real time, you can access the most accurate data more easily and quickly with increased user accessibility. So how to create a dashboard. So before you create your dashboard, you will need to select a KPI or metrics that you want to dashboard to track. So for example, when tracking investment matrices, target targets can include a comparison between past and current returns. So establishing your KPIs early is crucial for the layout. Excel uses a worksheet feature through which you can create widgets that you can enhance. Another step will be collecting and import the data. So after you establish your KPI, collect the data you want to import into the application. If you have already complied with the data in Excel, click the Data tab at the top of your program. Next, you would have to finish any essential data cleaning. So once the original data is in the dashboard, it's important to clean it up to make it look more presentable. And then next, you have to use the Excel table function. So after applying data cleaning and ensuring full accuracy, you can arrange it in the dashboard. To change anything into the selected data you want to arrange and apply insert table function. And next, present the visual data with charts and graphs. So as we learned already, once you've imported and cleaned and organized the data, select the visual tool. So you can maybe use a bar or chart graph that's conducive for your metric tracking. For example, dynamic charts are more constant as they show recent data updates after you refresh the page. And then also spark lines create small graphs, just like we learned in the last module. Spark lines directly linked with the data in certain cells.